بسم الله نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم. Inshallah, we'll continue with our talk on the Ummahat al-Mu'mineen, the mothers of the believers, and hopefully, inshallah, today we may finish the biography or the history of Khadija, bint Khuwaylid, who was the first wife of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Today we will talk about al-Muqata'at al-Amma, the boycotting of the Muslims by the Quraysh who are there, and this is sometimes it is referred as Shi'ab Abu Talib, that the Banu Hashim and Banu Abdul Muttalib isolated themselves because of what was happening in a valley, and the reason was then the Quraysh had decided that they will not intermarry with them, they will not do business with them, they will not buy from them, they will not sell to them, they will not mix with them, they will not talk to them until they give in Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam so that they kill him. It's an interesting thing that they went to Abu Talib and said, we can give you one of our sons and he becomes yours, and he give us Muhammad to kill him. And he said, what is this? You give me one of your sons and I look after him, then you kill my son. So Abu Talib, even though he was not a believer of Islam, until his death, he kept on protecting Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the kuffar, as we said yesterday, now despaired that there is nothing which the Muslims will agree, and there is nothing also which Abu Talib would agree to give in Muhammad. Then they found that Hamza and Umar, radiyallahu anhuma, jami'an, have accepted Islam, and Islam has become stronger. This was at the end of 6 years. Umar and Hamza accepted Islam when other Muslims were still in Habasha. Now this in the 7th year in Muharram, the Muslim became much stronger. Yesterday I talked about Utbah ibn Rabi'ah, who was one of the Sada, one of the great people among the Quraysh, who told the unbelievers, his friends, that let me try to compromise and offer something for Muhammad. We said yesterday that they offered that if you want wealth, then we will collect all the wealth so that you become the richest. If you want Izzat, Sharaf, and to be the honorable person, we will make you like our king. Mind you, these people are so much interested in the wealth, so much interested in being the king and all that. Now they are saying all that because they feel that they have been unable to stop the Islamic spread in the shop, and also because they found that people are accepting Islam more and more. So of course, Utbah, what he said when he went back to his people, that I have listened to Muhammad the recitation. It is an excellent type of recitation. So he praised it, and they said, Saharuk, they have already made sihr to you. He said, no, this is the truth, I know this. We leave him and let him do what he wants. If we don't want to follow him, we don't follow him. But then if he really becomes powerful, he's one of us, he's an Arab, he's a Qurayshi, he's from Mecca, we will benefit out of that. And if the others want to fight, let them fight. But they refused that. So they decided now to boycott. And this boycotting and muqata'a happens even now. For example, Gaza, it has been boycotted most of the time. Why? Because it has been a force which is not compromising, and the Israelis have found that they cannot really make them compromise, and therefore they start looking of how to squeeze economically and all that. Well, Saddam Hussein, during his time, there was also muqata'a. We don't agree with some of his principles, we don't agree with his stand on Islam, but he was trying as much as possible to develop his country. And because he was not compromising to some Western powers, the best thing was actually to boycott. Sudan was boycotted just a few years ago. It's the same story. So this is what happened. The Prophet and his people and the Banu Hashim. And the good thing is that among the Banu Hashim and Banu Abdul Muttalib, even those who are not Muslim, because of Hamiyah, because of the tribe issue and protecting the tribe, they were with him. So they were boycotted for 3 years. From the 7th year after Nubuwwah to the 10th year. And this was very difficult because nothing could reach them. Sometimes if you read the history, they say that even they were eating some leaves of certain plants or anything else. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, one time he said he went to help himself and he touched something and tried to look at it, and it was a piece of skin. So he took it and washed it and tried to clean it and then burn it and started chewing it. So it was a difficult situation. Sometimes if you think what happened, they tried all their means to make sure that Islam doesn't spread. But subhanAllah, when Allah has decided something, He will make it its own way until it succeeds. So this is what happened. Now after the 3 years, then some people started sitting down. And I will mention, these are 5 people. Starting with Zuhair, Hisham bin Amir. He talked to Zuhair ibn Umayy al-Makhzumi. These are unbelievers. But somehow they have some relation in one way or the other with the Banu Hashim bin Abdul Muttalib. After all, these were the same town and the intermarriage was there so much. Sometimes people, when they want to express, they want to show as if Bani Umayyah and Banu Hashim were just great enemies. No, there was a lot of intermarriages between them. Abu Lahab, the wife, was from Bani Umayyah and the other way around. So anyway, he talked to Zuhair, why do we agree that our sisters and brothers and our relatives, and he told them maybe they were his uncle, maternal relatives and all that, they are starving and we are just eating, and now it is 3 years. He said, what can I do? I'm just one person, I'm alone. He said, okay, you have one with you. Who is that? Me, I'm ready. Then he said, but get another one, get the third one. So he went to talk to the third person, who was actually Al-Mut'im ibn Ali. And this gentleman, Hisham bin Amr, is the one who initiated and told him what is happening with this, because there was an agreement written and hanged in the Kaaba that there should be no agreement whatsoever until Banu Hashim hand over their son and we kill him. Otherwise, we should not feel sympathy, we should not compromise. So when he went to Mut'im bin Ali, he said, what is this? We are eating and everything, and our fellow tribesmen and relatives, they just have said, what can we do? What can we do? I'm only one. Said, get me the second one. He said, I am the second one. Get me the third one. Of course, the third one was Mut'im. Then they went to another brother called Abu Bakr ibn Hisham. Told him the same thing, he wanted the fourth one. Then they looked for the fifth one, and they got Zum'a ibn Aswad ibn Muttalib. Now here then, Zuhair said, let's prepare ourselves and let me be the spokesman tomorrow. So the following day in the Kaaba, Zuhair performed the circumambulation of the Kaaba Tawaf, which used to be done even before the Islam or before the Hajj and all that. And then he came and started talking. He said, يا أهل مكة أنا أكل الطعام ونلبس الثياب. Do we eat and dress and do everything, and the other people, Banu Hashim, Halka, they are just being destroyed, they don't get anything? I will never settle, I'll never sit down until I destroy this agreement which has been written. Abu Jahl was very far, as usual, he came fast running, and he said, Kadhabt, you lied. Wallahi la tushaq, it is not going to be torn. Sun'a, now the second person, bin Aswad, he said, Anta wallahi al-akdab, you are the bigger liar. We did this without our consent, we wrote this. And then he hasn't finished, Abu Bakr, the third one, said, Sadaqa Zum'a, the two have talked the truth. This thing, we didn't agree to it. Just after that, Al-Mut'im ibn Ali started talking. And then Hisham ibn Amr started talking the same, 5 people at the same time. Abu Jahl, even though we call him Jahl, after all, he is Abu al-Hakam. Jahl because he never accepted Islam, but it does not mean he was not intelligent. In his own way, he's very intelligent to stand to be the opposition and destroy whatever is being done. So he said, هذا أمر قضي إليه. This is something which has already been discussed at night. Because he was surprised, how can 5 people come up so much and be in agreement? Then, of course, Al-Mut'im bin Ali, he said, I have to cut this, and he went and tore apart that agreement. So then people went out from Shi'ab Abu Talib after staying in for 3 full years, being boycotted in everything, even in the talking or intermarriage and all that. Now, after this was over, alhamdulillah, this was at the 10th year of the war. 6 months after that, the Prophet ﷺ started having other problems. Abu Talib died. 6 months after Sha'ba Talib has been already now, they have been allowed to mix and do business and everything else, he died. And Allah wanted to test the Prophet ﷺ. 3 months after that, Khadija also died. Abu Talib died in Rajab, Khadija died in Ramadan, the 10th year after Nubuwwah. So this used to be called Aam al-Huzn, the year of sorrow, because Abu Talib is the one who gives protection to the Prophet ﷺ outside. Nothing and no harm could reach the Prophet ﷺ in spite of all that. He didn't have to go to Habasha because he was protected by Abu Talib. And Khadija was giving comfort when he goes home. And other people like Abu Bakr and others were also helping the Prophet ﷺ. But subhanAllah, it seems as if Allah had kept Khadija for that specific difficult time of 10 years. Because these 10 years of Nubuwwah is where there was a lot of problem. From the time of Dawah, Syria, secret Dawah, that was okay. After 3rd year, then people started being tortured and all that. Some killed Sumayyah and others and Yasir. And then after the 10th year, the Prophet ﷺ went to Taif and he was not successful. Then Allah started consoling him. He was called for Mi'raj and he was given the Salah and other issues. And then after that, the Bay'atul Aqaba started just after the 10th year. 11th year, some people came during the Hajj, 6 of them who were Khazraj and accepted Islam. The following year, this is now 2 years before the Hijrah, 12 people came and they were made to be like the heads of the mission in Medina. And a 3rd year after that, 73 people came from Medina to give the bay'ah. The bay'ah, the first one was bay'ah to Nisa without a fight, but the second one was bay'ah where we are going to protect you. And after that bay'ah during Dhul Hijjah, then that was now the 13th year of Nubuwwah, then the Prophet was allowed to migrate to Medina. So what I'm trying to say is that Khadija took part in the most difficult part of the da'wah, where the Prophet really needed all the help at home and all the help outside. And it seems Allah also kept Abu Talib, in spite of that he never accepted Islam, to protect the Prophet for those years. Because everything is arranged by Allah in His own wisdom. When you look at things and when you analyze historically what is happening and all that, you will see every stop, every step, there was a wisdom behind it. Now, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam lived the longest life with Khadija, 25 years, quarter of a century. No other wife lived that long, even half of that. Because all other wives were married after Khadija, and these were just the last 10 years of the prophethood. So some had 10, some had 8, some had less. But Khadija had 25 years with the Prophet. The most difficult time. And as we are going to show with the argument of Faghira jealousy of Aisha, how the Prophet was obliged and talking well about Khadija all the time until his death. This is what we are going to discuss. One day, after the battle of Badr, there were 70 prisoners of war. One of the prisoners of war was the husband of Zainab bint Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because the husband of Zainab, Abu al-As ibn Rabi', was not yet, he did not accept Islam as yet. So he went to the battle. Of course, among the people who were forced, he went to go to the fight, but he's still an unbeliever, and he's still in Mecca. He didn't migrate because he had not accepted Islam. Then, as a prisoner of war, each one had to pay something, ransom, to be released. And the wife of Abu al-As, Zainab, the daughter of the Prophet, then took the necklace. That necklace belonged initially to Khadija, radiallahu anha. And then she gave it to Zainab as her daughter, because that was the first daughter to get married, as is usually now. And then when the Rasul saw the necklace, he could remember this was the necklace of Khadija. And he told the Sahaba, if you feel it is okay, and you allow the Asir, the prisoner of war, to be released without any payment, and return this necklace to Zainab, if you think it's okay, do it please. They accepted. Rasul was still remembering the Khadija. And so many other issues connected to Khadija. We will talk about them just now, but first I want to talk about one of the virtues of Khadija, and this is this hadith. It is reported that Jibril alayhi salam came to the Prophet ﷺ, and he told him, the Prophet, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُقْرِئُ خَدِيجَةَ السَّلَامِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sending his salam to Khadija, and بَلِّغْ, you just convey that message, and also convey salam from me, Jibreel. So Rasulullah told Khadija, and Khadija replied, and what a good reply. She said, إِنَّ اللَّهَ هُوَ السَّلَامُ وَعَلَى جِبْرِيلَ السَّلَامُ وَعَلَيْكَ السَّلَامُ وَرَحْمَةُ اللَّهِ وَبَرَكَاتُهُ. إِنَّ اللَّهَ هُوَ السَّلَامُ. Allah is salam. Because you cannot say وَعَلَيْكُمْ salam for Allah. Allah is salam, is the peace. وَعَلَى جِبْرِيلِ السَّلَامُ. And also for Jibreel, may he have peace. وَعَلَيْكَ السَّلَامُ وَرَحْمَةُ اللَّهِ وَبَرَكَاتُهُ. And may peace and blessing and mercy of Allah be upon you, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In another version of that hadith, it says, Jibreel alayhi salam came to the Prophet sallam, and he told him, Ya Rasulullah, هذه خديجة قد أتت معها إناء وفيه إدام أو طعام أو شراب. Here is Khadija coming to you with a dish of soup of meat or drink or food. فإذا هي أتتك فقرأ عليها السلام من ربها. Once she comes to you, convey the greetings of Allah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then give her glad tidings. وَبَشِّرْهَا بِبَيْتٍ فِي الْجَنَّةِ. Give her glad tidings that you will have a palace in the Jannah, مِنْ قَصَبٍ, which is made of lulu and other precious stones. لَا صَخَبٍ فِيهِ وَلَا نَصَبٍ. There is no yell, there are no noises, and no fatigue in the Jannah. So this is one of the virtues Khadija got it, which actually no other wife got it to this level. We'll talk about Aisha what she got, but to get the salam from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala being conveyed by Jibreel, and also to be given a glad tidings that you will enter paradise and have a palace in the paradise. This was the reward which Khadija was given by Allah because of her stand for 25 years with the Prophet. But of course, those 25 years, quite a number of them were before the Prophet became a messenger of Allah. But the remaining 10 years was the Prophet was already a messenger of Allah. And as we're going to see, he helped the messenger of Allah in so many things. Now, we'll talk a bit about how the Prophet was actually obliged and paid back to keep on talking well about Khadija even after her death. Even though sometimes Aisha will feel jealous about this, and we'll talk about a few hadith connected to that. It is said that Aisha radiallahu anha said, ما غرت على نساء النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إلا على خديجة وإني لم أدركها. I have never been so jealous about other wives of the Prophet than Khadija, even though I never saw her. But the reason is simple, as the ulama say. One of the alim was saying, I don't know why, but Shawkani answered him and said, because the Prophet used to praise, and the Prophet was obliged. He used to say the truth. He will praise Khadija whenever he gets a chance. I will explain it. One day, the sister of Khadija, Hala, asked permission to be let in. And the Prophet, when he just had the voice which resembled Khadija, and the style of also asking permission resembled, he said, Allahumma Hala, let it be Hala. And Aisha was just observing, and you know women. And then how she was received, Hala, and all that. And then at the time, Aisha told the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when you talk about Khadija, you talk so much about Khadija. And she is Hajus. She was an old lady, almost having no teeth or something like that. I mean, she's old. And Allah has given you a better wife. That is her, because she was very young and bigger and all that. And the Rasulullah did not say anything. After a short while, he answered her and said, what did you say? After saying that, he said, Abdalani, he said, Abdalak Allahu khairan minha. Allah has given you a better wife than that. He said, Abdalani khairan minha. He gave me a wife who is better than her. Not agreeing, of course, but he didn't say that. قد آمنت بي إذ كفر بي الناس. She believed in me when everybody else refused to believe. وصدقتني إذ كذبني الناس. And she, of course, believed in me the same. وواساني بمالها إذ حرم الناس. And she tried to make me use all her wealth when everybody else was actually mean to me. وَرَزَقَنِي اللَّهُ أَوْلَادَهَا. And Allah made me get the children, and I didn't get children from otherwise. This was enough of an answer. I think Aisha said after that, I never said anything about Khadija because I didn't want to spoil my relation. He was very firm. Now the point here is that Rasul was very firm, even though Khadija is dead. Somebody else could start praising the one you are with, but he wanted to give the haqq of Khadija, and he never forgot. If he slaughters any animal, he will say, half of these animals should go to the friends of Khadija. One day, an old lady, and dark in color, came to the house of the Prophet ﷺ, and she started talking. And the Rasul treated her so well. How are you? What is your situation? And so many things. When she went out, Aisha asked Rasul, why you have treated this lady like that? Said she used to come when Khadija was alive. And to keep a good relation is part of Iman. So this is how Rasul is. And I will finish up with two hadiths connected to Abu Bakr, to show that Rasul is like that. If you have done something really good and it deserves to be praised, he will never forget it. And he will talk about it to any individual. Abu Bakr will mention a very simple incident. One time, Abu Bakr was arguing with Umar, and we know who Umar is, but of course Abu Bakr is much better than Umar and all other Sahaba. And there was a bit of misunderstanding between Abu Bakr and Umar. And Abu Bakr, it seems, used to be a bit hot-tempered if it goes too far. And he said something that because he fears Allah, that could be very mild one, but he thought he's done something wrong. So he told Umar, please forgive me. Umar refused. When he insisted, Umar did not agree. So Abu Bakr just left and went to the Prophet. As he was going to the Prophet, sorry, I will just take 1 or 2 minutes to finish the story. Abu Bakr had raised his cloth almost to the knee, and the Rasul knows him very well. He said, your friend, I just wanted to look back to the Arabic word, the nas, what it says. Amma sahibukum faqad ghama. Your friend has already deceased. He's not okay, he's not normal. So he came and he told Ya Rasulullah, I had a little bit of misunderstanding between me and Umar, and they said something which I didn't like. And I asked Umar to forgive me. He refused. What did the Rasul say? غفر الله لك أبا بكر غفر الله لك أبا بكر غفر الله لك أبا بكر. Imagine he has never even asked about Umar, and he is now saying it on his behalf. Allah will forgive you, Allah will forgive you, Allah will forgive you, Abu Bakr. Then Umar, after that, he regretted, why didn't I forgive Abu Bakr? He went home, he didn't get it. Now he's trying to come to Rasul. Now as he was coming, Abu Bakr had already seen the Prophet was ready, already anointed. When he conveyed a salam, Prophet was almost bursting. So Abu Bakr went and sat next to the Prophet and said, Ya Rasulullah, أنا كنت أظلم منه مرتين. I was more at home 2 times. But here what Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, we'll finish up with that, to show that Rasul never forget if you do something good to him. He said, إن الله بعثني إليكم فقلتم كذبت وقال أبو بكر صدق. Now he's telling Umar and others, Allah had sent me to you. All of you who said I was a liar. Abu Bakr said, I am speaking the truth. He said, وواساني بنفسه ومالي, and he helped me by himself and his wealth. فهل أنتم تاركوني صاحبي? Will you leave alone, my friend? Will you leave alone 2 times, my friend? They say the Sahaba never touched Abu Bakr after that, because they said here now is the red line. If we do something, our Rasul is not going to keep quiet. So our Rasul is like that for Khadija, for Abu Bakr. The last part, the hadith, another one. One day, Rasul was giving a talk, khutbah just before he died, and he said, one of the servants of Allah, has been given a choice either to remain here or to be taken to Allah, and that Abd has decided he will go to Allah. Abu Bakr realized and he cried loud. Sa'id al-Khudri, who reported this hadith, said, we were thinking, what is this old man saying? Rasul said, somebody. He didn't say it is him, but Abu Bakr realized, and he said, we will try to ransom you with anything. Then Rasul said the following, he said, ما نفعني مال قط ما نفعني مال أبو بكر. I have never been helped with the wealth of somebody than the wealth of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. فبكى أبو بكر. Abu Bakr cried and he said, وهل أنا ومالي إلا لك يا رسول الله. Isn't it that me and all my wealth is for you? So here the point is, Rasul kept on praising Khadija in front of her wives. Whenever the opportunity comes, he will not hesitate, because he's remembering the 25 years he spent with her and how much she was helpful in her wealth